Picture this. It's 11:32 p.m. You promised yourself you'd finish that important task today. You open your laptop. The cursor blinks on an empty page. You tell yourself, just 5 more minutes. You check your phone. You make coffee. You reorganize a folder. By midnight, nothing done. The deadline is tomorrow and your chest is tight. Your to-do list is louder than your focus. You whisper, "I'll start in the morning." This video is for that late-night you, for the small voice that wants to change. You'll learn the psychology behind why that voice avoids work, the philosophy that rewires how you think about choice and time, and, most importantly, a set of practical, testable habits you can start using today to turn resistance into focused action. No moralizing, no magic. Clear, science-informed, philosophy-grounded tools to get you moving. Here's the plan. First, we'll strip the myths. Procrastination isn't laziness. It's a set of emotional management and decision problems. Second, we'll peek inside your brain. How motivation, stress, and reward interact. Third, we'll borrow philosophical tools, Stoic practice, Buddhist attention, existential clarity, and show how these age-old ideas map onto modern behavior change. Fourth, we'll build a toolkit, tiny habits, implementation intentions, environment design, and pre-commitment devices. Fifth, we'll practice emotional skills, self-compassion, and urge surfing. Finally, you'll leave with a 7-day plan you can actually follow. First, define it. Procrastination is the voluntary delay of an intended action, despite expecting to be worse off for the delay. It's not about time management alone, it's about emotion management. Myth number 1, I procrastinate because I'm lazy. False. Myth number 2, I need more willpower. Not quite. Willpower helps, but it's a limited resource. The real issue is how you respond to discomfort. Procrastination hides in different forms. Let's name a few. Perfectionist procrastination. You delay because nothing feels good enough to start. Arousal-seeking procrastination. You procrastinate to chase the adrenaline of last-minute pressure. Avoidant or anxiety-based procrastination. Tasks create fear of failure, judgment, loss, so you avoid. Decision paralysis procrastination. Too many options freeze you. Each type needs a slightly different response. At its heart, procrastination is mood repair. Humans prefer to feel better now even if it costs more later. When a task feels unpleasant, the brain shifts to something that gives immediate relief. Scrolling, snacks, busy work. That relief is the reward. The pattern repeats. Discomfort, avoidance. Relief, regret. Understanding that the behavior is rational from the brain's moment-to-moment view helps us stop moralizing and start intervening. A powerful driver of chronic procrastination is identity. I'm not a morning person. I'm the creative who works best at 3 a.m. I'm bad at finishing things. These are stories that become self-fulfilling. If your internal script says, "I'll never finish," your brain treats starting as risky. Philosophy and cognitive tools target those scripts directly. Neuroscience doesn't blame you. Dopamine, often called the pleasure chemical, is actually about motivation and prediction. It spikes for unexpected rewards and for cues that signal reward. When a task feels far away or uncertain, dopamine for that task is low. Checking the phone, however, gives quick, frequent small rewards and predictable dopamine bursts. The brain quickly learns to prefer the easy, immediate hits. The prefrontal cortex, your planning center, helps you make long-term decisions. The limbic system, including the amygdala, monitors emotion and threat. When stress rises, the limbic system hijacks attention, favoring immediate comfort. That's why, under pressure, your best plans vanish. The fix? Lower the threat signal and make the action easier. Executive functions, working memory, inhibitory control, mental flexibility let you execute plans. They're sensitive to stress, sleep, glucose, and decision load. Decision fatigue means the more choices you make, the fewer resources remain for difficult tasks. Design your day so you do critical decisions when you have the most executive energy. So, what do we do with this? We shape the environment to reduce the limbic hijack. Remove friction for desired behavior. Add friction for distractions. Create immediate cues and rewards for the task you want to do, and reduce decision points. Stoicism teaches, distinguish what you can control from what you can't. You can't control every thought or feeling, but you can control the act. Marcus Aurelius's practical question, "What is within my control right now?" pulls your attention from rumination to action. Stoics practiced morning and evening reflection and a mental rehearsal of difficulties. That rehearsal lowers surprise and emotional reactivity when resistance arises. Buddhist practice offers a method for observing urges without binding to them. Mindfulness teaches you to notice the physical sensations of avoidance, tension, restlessness, a pulling sensation in the belly, and to watch them like clouds. Importantly, urges have a life cycle. With practice, they weaken. This is not passivity, it's training attention so you choose your action. Existential philosophers ask, what gives your life meaning? Procrastination can be a symptom of values misalignment. If you don't deeply care about a task's relation to your projects or identity, motivation fades. Creating explicit meaning, connecting a task to who you want to be, is a powerful antidote. Ask, if I could look back in 5 years, would I wish I had done this today? The philosophies we explored, Stoicism, Mindfulness, and existentialism, give us 3 powerful levers. Control, focus only on what is in your hands. Awareness, notice thoughts and urges without being dragged by them. Meaning, connect today's action with something that truly matters in your life. Now, let's turn these 3 levers into practical tools you can use every day. Think of them as workshop instruments. Each one is designed to solve a specific problem. 1. The 2-minute rule, control. When your brain resists starting, shrink the task until it can be done in 2 minutes. The goal is simply to break inertia. Instead of saying, I have to write the entire report, say, I will write 1 sentence. Instead of, I must exercise for an hour, say, I will put on my shoes and do 1 push-up. These micro-starts trigger momentum. Most of the time, once you've started, you naturally continue. 2. Implementation intentions. Control plus awareness. A common mistake is leaving tasks vague. I'll do it later. Later almost never comes. Implementation intentions fix this by creating a clear formula. If situation, then I will action at time place. Examples. If it's 9 a.m. and I've finished breakfast, then I will sit at my desk and write for 25 minutes. If it's 6 p.m. and I arrive home, then I will immediately change into workout clothes and go for a 20-minute run. This simple rule removes decision fatigue and turns intention into automatic action. 3. Time boxing and the Pomodoro Technique. Control plus awareness. Working without limits leads to distraction. Working within boundaries creates focus. Time boxing means you assign a fixed period for a task. The Pomodoro method is the most popular. 25 minutes of deep work, followed by a 5-minute break. Why it works? The short deadline creates urgency. Limited time reduces perfectionism. Breaks prevent mental exhaustion. Practical steps. Choose one subtask. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Work with no switching. Take a 5-minute break. Repeat 3 to 4 cycles, then rest longer. 4. Environment design. Control plus meaning. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. Shape it so it helps you. Remove distractions. Put your phone in another room. Use website blockers. Add cues. Leave your notebook open on your desk. Keep a water bottle nearby. Create launch triggers. Maybe the same playlist, a specific drink, or a lamp you only turn on when it's time to work. Add friction to temptations. Log out of social media, uninstall apps, or even lock your phone away during work sessions. When the environment changes, behavior changes automatically. 5. Pre-commitment and temptation. Bundling, control plus meaning. Sometimes you need extra leverage. Pre-commitment means locking yourself into a choice in advance. Pay a deposit you'll lose if you fail to deliver. Set a public deadline. Work with an accountability partner. Temptation bundling means pairing something you enjoy with something you resist. I only allow myself to listen to my favorite podcast while exercising. I only drink that fancy coffee when I'm writing. This way, the pleasure pulls you through the task. 6. Self-compassion, awareness. Shame fuels procrastination. When you think, "I'm useless," your stress rises and avoidance grows. Self-compassion interrupts this cycle. Instead of blame, try curiosity. Name the feeling. I notice I'm anxious. Validate it. This is hard. It makes sense I feel resistance. Act small. I will take one tiny step right now. Compassion is not weakness. It's a strategy for action. 7. Urge surfing, awareness. An urge feels powerful, but it usually fades if you wait. Urge surfing is a 60 to 90-second exercise. Pause and breathe. Notice where in your body the urge lives. Is it tightness, restlessness, heaviness? Rate it from 1 to 10. Watch it like a wave. Don't act on it. Most urges peak and then drop. The more you practice, the weaker procrastination's pull becomes. 8. Reframing, meaning. The way you label a task changes how it feels. Instead of, "This is boring," say, "This is practice for a skill I want to master." Instead of, "I must be perfect," say, "Good enough moves me forward." These small shifts turn a burden into progress. They don't change the task itself, but they change your relationship to it, which changes everything. Now let's look into a case example. Sarah was a graduate student struggling to finish her thesis chapter. Instead of writing, she cleaned her apartment and scrolled social media. She tried 3 tools. The 2-minute rule. She opened her document and wrote just 1 sentence. An implementation intention. At 9 a.m. after breakfast, I will work for 25 minutes at my desk. Temptation bundling. She only played her favorite coffee shop playlist while writing. After 2 weeks, Sarah's output grew, and her dread shrank. The lesson? Start tiny, make the cue obvious, and reward yourself immediately. Try this 48-hour experiment. 1. Pick one task that's been delayed. 2. Create an implementation intention for a 2-minute start tomorrow. 3. Time box 3 Pomodoros for that task. 4. Do urge surfing when the impulse to avoid hits. Record what changed, see what worked, and iterate. Here's your 7-day starter plan to beat procrastination. Day 1. Pick one task. Use the 2-minute rule to start. Day 2. Add an implementation intention and do 3 Pomodoros. Day 3. Design your environment. Remove one major distraction. Day 4. Try a pre-commitment, public deadline or accountability partner. Day 5. Practice a 90-second urge surfing session when you feel stuck. Day 6. Reframe a core belief. Replace one "I'm not X" story with an identity prompt. I am someone who finishes what I start. Day 7. Review. What worked? Keep what did. Tweak the rest. Procrastination is not a moral failing. It's an interaction between your brain's momentary comfort system and the stories you tell yourself. Use small, consistent, compassionate experiments. Use philosophy to steady your mind and psychology to build better habits. Start right now. Set 2 minutes on the clock and take one tiny action. If you do that again tomorrow, you will be different next week. Thank you for watching. And if this helped, share one thing you'll try in the comments.